Okay, well, today's chest day. There's not much more to say than that. It's the day after a cheat day, and that's always really tough. What I typically do when I do chest is I start by I warm up a little bit with very light weight. Like in this case, it's going to be the bar. And then I try to find out where my max is. Sometimes I don't do barbell. Most of the time I don't do barbell presses. I'll do dumbbell presses because they get better, better flexion, better range of motion, better all encompassing on the chest. But today I'm doing barbells. What I did was I kind of like rigged up some platforms underneath the bench so that the bench comes up high enough that when the barbell comes down almost to the point where it's hitting my chest, it hits these catch bars, and that prevents me from getting crushed to death if I'm using very heavy weight. Now that said, I don't use very heavy weight compared to a lot of lifters. I mean, I might make it to 240. I do a lot of running, and that streamlines me a lot. It kind of like, takes a lot of the muscle off, I guess. But even if I wasn't doing that, like I'm not a heavy lifter at all. I probably could get a little bit heavier if I had some help, but anyway, this is where it is. So we're gonna do bench. We're gonna see where my max is for the day, and then I'm just gonna, just push through. I've already warmed up, so I'm just getting right to it. It sort of stops right here, so there's no danger of getting hurt. But yet I get full range of motion at the same time. Deliberately stopping premature so I can save my energy for the working sets. So now I'll put, and this is probably a lot, but I'll put 50 on. I'll try for one rep. Okay, let's see. And also this is a hard morning stress-wise, so when you're getting up in the morning and you got a lot on your plate, or you got a lot that hits you when you get up like today, it makes the workout even more difficult. But it's like largely a mental struggle. So that was, let's see, that was 185. 225. This is not Mike O'Hearn weight by any means. They got a really nice looking chest, but it's not big. So I don't do any supplement. I mean, I take protein shakes, but I don't do creatine, however you pronounce it. I don't do peptides. I don't do any kind of steroids or performance enhancing drugs of any kind. So completely natural, mostly diet. That's it. Lots of protein. Okay. 225. Not really full range of motion on that one, but whatever. All right, I'm gonna try. Actually, I'm on my phone. I'm just gonna do 235. We'll get into working sets here. All right. try 245 just to see if we can move it. Let's say we. Let's see what we can do with this. Here we go. 245. Yeah, that's as far as I can go without losing control of it and without a spotter. Otherwise, it's just gonna, I just know it's gonna come down and I'm not gonna be able to move it. Alright, let's take that down. Now, still working sets, I usually use dumbbells. I just kind of get this done because I want to see where I am. The range of motion is much better with dumbbells. So I'll do a set of this and then I'll move on to dumbbells. These videos aren't meant to impress anybody. Just showing where I am and what my workout routine is. And I mean, I go for it all. I go as hard as I can. And that's really all anybody should do. You want to work out smart, you don't want to mess your joints up, but you want to do as much as you can. But you also don't want to, you know, kill yourself doing it. So the point is to get in shape so you're stronger, not to mess yourself up so that you're recovering for weeks or months at a time and then getting weaker. Do reverse grips, a little lighter weight, and then that'll be it. And I'll move the dumbbells. So I'm going to go 35s reverse. Hopefully, this is motivating to people who, like me, who can't do a lot of weight. So that, like, just because you can't do a lot of weight, you can get a nice body out of it. And I'll show you in a minute. Pretty nice chest. It's not the most impressive, and it's certainly not the biggest, but it's got a nice form to it. And I'm happy with it. It's really, like, as a bodybuilder, I'm going for form. I'm not going for size anyway, so. All right, let's go reverse grip. I guess I can do, since I'm over here, I'm going to move on to inclines, and then I'll do full dumbbell, straight incline, and then I'll move to cables. So, again, with at least one of the dumbbell sets, I'm going to see how high I can get. Probably not going to be that high. Alright. So for the incline, I don't need those platforms because it's where it needs to be. And when I get this thing up like this, I can't remember. Let me shut it back further. I can gauge that. So I can kind of get to a point where I'm getting full range of motion before the bar hits the catch, the safety catches here, and it won't kill me. So just gotta figure out where that is. I think it'll be right here. That's about right. Right there. So you want the vest to be positioned so you don't have to move too far forward when you get the bar in position. Now this really isn't full range of motion, but if you see the elbows are starting to go beyond 90 degrees, that's when you start getting into joint impingement territory, and you don't want to do that. So that's about right where it is right now. Okay, so I'm going to start with this again. This is where I am. I don't think I've done barbells in a while. So the fact that I was even able to move 245 is pretty impressive to me. But the most I ever did was 280 on the straight bench. The most I ever did on the incline, I think might have been 235, maybe 240. But not much further beyond that. Never cracked 300, never cracked 315. You know, just never got into like impressive, like, you know, world-class level weights there. But maybe one day. We'll see. We get the 50s into, let's see where we are. Yeah. Okay. I think that might be it. Yeah, see, not very impressive. It's 185, not terribly impressive at all. But that's the best I can do. So I'm just going to stop there. I'm not going to mess my back up. I'm not going to mess my joints up over ego. So my main goals for doing this is really just to be in the best shape that I can possibly be, look as good as I can possibly look. I'm hoping that I can get some modeling gigs and maybe some acting gigs related to fitness. So that's like primary goal, but I'd be doing this anyway. I just figured, like, since bodybuilding is a passion of mine anyway, I might as well see if I can monetize it, because why not, right? But I'd be doing this anyway. There's so many workouts that I didn't cover that I figured it's probably time to start recording this stuff. So, for posterity, if anything else. But also, if it inspires somebody and helps somebody get over that rut where they're just like, not motivated, or they just don't know if they can do it, or whatever, I don't know. If there's any kind of motivation that I can provide by doing what I'm doing, then I'm happy to do it. Now, I'm gonna start getting serious and do the dumbbells. Just to give like a little bit of, so yesterday was a cheat day, so I'm very bloated. Just keep that in mind, but not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So same thing, just with dumbbells. I'm gonna see where my max is. I'm gonna start with 45s. Most I ever did on flat was 95. I don't think I'm gonna get that close today. In fact, pretty sure I'm not. Okay. That's 25, 60s. Not much break between. Might be a good working set. My working sets for bench usually in the 40s, but we'll see. Maybe I'll raise it a little bit today. Oh, and the other thing, I don't have the 80 pounders because they're weighing down the Christmas tree stand. So I gotta, not that it really matters, but because I'm probably not gonna use them anyway. But if I wanted to use them, I can't. All right. Take a little break. I'm gonna stretch. This is nice thing about having a multi-smith like this is, I mean, even if you just had a cage or just a regular smith, you can hang and stretch out all the muscles really. Stretch out the lower back, stretch out the lats, stretch out the pecs, stretch out the biceps, triceps, and just get a good stretch. Let your legs hang and just kind of shake them out. It's nice. Even like, just for general stiffness, it's nice. If you come down here and you just hang from the bar a little bit, it kind of loosens things up. So, all right, almost ready. All right. Let's do it. Cardio is probably going to be the most important thing I do all day today. All right. Shit. Okay, now something like this. I don't like to slam the weights down or drop them when it comes to dumbbells because I always feel like I'm loosening them a little bit more each time I do that. But today, I'll do myself. You start getting that weight up like that, and you kind of need to do that. Okay, so the next thing is maybe 90. I don't think I'm gonna hit 95. So just feeling my body, I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna try for 90. Let's see how far we get. Yeah, that's it. That's the best I can do. I'm gonna try. Do I have 80s? No, the 80s are on the Christmas tree stand, so I can't do 80s. So that's it. That's 90 pounds is a far cry from my PR. Not being able to do 90 pounds. Let me see if I can make let's say coherent, form a coherence, form a coherent sentence here. 90 pounds is 5 pounds away from my PR, but I could barely budget. So that's how far the mighty has fallen. I'm gonna see if I can do, I guess I'll just go right to the working set since I've got the strength. I'll try the 60s. Let's see if I can get 10 to 15 out of it. Working sets, typically between 10 to 15 reps. If you can do 20, I try to do 20. But that's it. I mean, you have to do quite, decent amount of reps as a bodybuilder, but you also want to save the wear and tear on the joints. Something I learned from Mike O'Hearn, so it's a trade-off. And also, I vary the form a little bit, so I can do that. I go like that sometimes. Sometimes I start working my way into reverse. But this is my typical form. Controlled. Shit. Okay, now. Well, what I was going to do, I'm going to try to do some partial reps from the mid position up, and then maybe a couple from the low position to the mid position. But I didn't quite get it pulled off with that weight. So that's pretty good though. 15 reps with 60 pounds is a pretty good working set. That's a higher working set than I've had ever on the dumbbell benches. So that's good. So the working set came up anyway. And if I had a spotter, I could have got the 90, maybe even the 95 pounds up, but maybe even the hundreds. It's getting it in position that's the tough part. When I used to work out at the campus when I was in college, they had this rack for dumbbells. I don't know what you call it, but you put the dumbbell on these they're like these little steel cups on either side, and they tilt back. And you put the dumbbell in there, and they rest in there. They cradle the dumbbells, and they kind of so they're slanted like this outwards. And when you get in to do your dumbbells, you grab them, you sit back, and you kind of rock back. And as you're doing that, push forward, and it's a lot easier to get the dumbbells in the full extended position. And once you get there, then you can usually do reps. Like coming down and going up is a lot harder, a lot easier than starting here and trying to work your way up. So I wonder if I can find one of those things. That might help a lot. They take up a lot of space though, so I don't know if I have room for it. All right. Since this is a higher weight than I've used before, I'm gonna give myself a little bit more of a break. But just about ready to rock and roll here. Let's go. This might be the high point of my workout today. The run's gonna be ugly. Fuck. Okay, now I'm gonna try. Okay, partial reps. So that's it for 60s. Now I'm coming down. I was trying to do some partial reps there, obviously, but pull it off. So I'm trying to wake up now. gonna get going here on a lighter weight. So what we're gonna do, I'll do 50s, and then maybe do one more set, move to incline dumbbells, we'll 4-set that. You know what I noticed too? Like, if you cross train, but you're hitting basically the same muscles or group, you get a lot more out of that workout than you do if you're just focusing on this. And you can get it done quicker too. But you don't want to always cross train. My trainer does that, so I leave it to him. I save those sessions for him. When I work out, I do the traditional. Same exercise, pause between 4 sets, move to the next exercise. So that's what I'm doing now. So you gotta focus on like really flexing the muscle though. And you gotta focus on, you know, just wearing, really you gotta get that mind-muscle connection. Not worry about the number of reps and such. I'm stalling because there was something I was gonna say and I forgot what it was. Oh, like, okay, so the run is gonna be ugly. I've got an injury. I don't know if you get to see it, but there's like it's easier this way. A little bit of swelling right here in my knee, and it built fluid up in my knee, and it makes it really trepidatious when I go out there and run. And I did it from running. So this is it. This is okay. So I'm gonna try partial reps. All right, one last working set and I'm done. So 4-4 cables. Yeah, my mind is all over the place. I'll go right into a run after this. I'll do it on a treadmill because I don't want to mess my truck. Also, my truck is having issues, so I don't want to go to the park. I'm worried that I won't be able to get back. So I'm going to do running on the treadmill, which I don't really like. Okay. One more working set with that same weight. Maybe I'll do a drop before I move to incline. So we'll go right into it. Drop it to 35, and I'll drop it again. Okay. 25s. Okay, now I'm saving a little bit because I want to do one more thing to finish. I want to do alternating reps, and that'll be it for this. 20s. Oh, fuck. Okay. Next. All right. I'm debating whether I should go here or low because I don't do a lot of the 45-degree benches. They're more for shoulders than they are for chest. But sometimes I like to do them because they do chest. And I think it's good to get those in once in a while. So maybe I'll do one set to start with. I did shoulders Friday, so I don't push the shoulders too much. But I'll do like one set of these, and then we'll move on to regular incline. So moderately heavy weight for incline, but I'm only going to do one set for however many I can do. Oh. Come on. I'm smelling fabric softener big time. Okay. Let's do alternating. See, I kind of left it on the table on that one. Left it all on the floor. All right. I'm not there yet. Whew. Okay. Control. The next one I'm doing is just a regular, traditional reps. And I'm just going to sort of like rep it out, I think. Yeah. Could take it down to 30s, but I think that's okay. I think I can rep it out with that. Take a little break, a longer break. And then hit that, and then hit cables, and then we'll see. Exhaustion when you leave it all out there. Okay. You want to rep it out, but you still want to maintain form and stay engaged, get the muscles engaged. Okay. So hopefully you caught some of the fibers activating during that. I wanted to highlight that. And just to kind of, like I said, hopefully inspire. I don't know how my form was. I tried to keep it good. Keep it strict, but I don't know how well I did at that. All right, so the next thing is, sometimes I'll do declines. I'm not really worried about it today because we're doing less 2 workouts. But sometimes I like to touch declines. I think there probably is a purpose for them. Although you're hitting, I think you're hitting all of the pack by doing inclines and straight benches. You're hitting it hard enough that you really don't need declines. But I do them from time to time. Sometimes I'll do like tricep dips and try to like hold, like lean forward and push my chest forward so that I get more of a chest workout than a tricep workout. I don't think I'm going to do this today because we hit triceps really hard Friday, my trainer and I. But what I will do right now, cables. What I like to do with cables, if you don't have one of these, I know you can't do it, but and a lot of people don't, but if you do have the ability to do this, I always like to start in a low position, and that way when you're benching, you're sort of like going up like this, so it's sort of like an incline, standing incline press. But sometimes I'll have it more level, and I usually start with 4s. This weight stuff is hard to get. It's hard to get the pin in the 4 position for some reason. I can get it in all the other slots, but not the 4. Anyway, so I usually do reverse grip on these, and more of like a fly kind of thing. Crossover, which is what I call a great tail crossovers. But that's basically what I focus on. The outer head of the packs. Trying to get one. Try to keep still. But it's okay when you get near the end. I'm gonna use a little momentum. Keep the chest activated. Oof. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. I like the way that felt positioning, but you know what? I'm gonna raise this up one more. I did feel a little bit in the neck more than I wanted to. Shoulders, like muscles near the collarbones, what do I call this? I've been lifting since I was 17. I don't even know the names of the muscles. But whatever this muscle is here, it goes into the neck. I'm gonna feel like a real idiot later when I find out what it is. That muscle there is starting to get a little tense, and it's starting to tweak in a bad way, so I'm trying not to aggravate that any more than I have to. So anyway, in short, what I'm saying is I'm gonna raise the cables a little bit so that there's less stress on that. I think that's probably okay. Same weight at number 2. I guess that's lat, right? Traps? Maybe traps, I guess. It's killing me. take it down, do another set. I'll do some push-ups. We'll go right into it. Rip it out. So the next thing is chest, and I'll do push-ups, and I'll do them on the dumbbells. So I'll do like, just get some light dumbbells here, and I guess you can, I think that should be good. Put them on the floor. Good. Okay. I got an injury in my foot too, so my right toe, so we'll see how that goes. All right. Okay, I'll do one more set of push-ups and that'll be it. And I think that's a decent chest workout for the day. And then I'll start doing some cardio on the treadmill, and I'll start with walks. I'll do some walking, and then like yesterday, and then as I start to get a little more blood going into the legs, I'll kick that up and do a little more running. All right. Last set. Holy shit. All right. Workout done, moving to running. Okay, so before I forget the stretch after the workout. So let me see if I can get this angle correctly here. All right, so first thing, this isn't gonna work because I don't know, well, I think it'll be okay. Okay, so I don't have like exactly, I can't get exactly parallel to it, but you hold this and then you pivot out your feet, and then you just kind of like lean and you hold this position for a little bit. I mean, the idea is that you're stretching your pec out. It's hard, it's weird not being able to get like perpendicular with it or whatever, but the point is you stretch, and then about 30 seconds of that, reverse the grip, and then sort of like lean back. So lean back on your leg, on your heels, and get your back as parallel with the ground as you can. And try to get a nice stretch in there. And you repeat on the other side. Good. All right. Same thing on the other side. That's the point, like I said, is just getting it stretched. Whatever feels like your position feels like you're getting the most stretch out of it, do it that way. And then there's band stretches, which I'll have to do upstairs. And there's some floor stretches too. So I'm trying to think. I guess since I did chest, I'm not going to need to worry about the floor stretches because they mostly do legs. Okay, so for this, since it's going to be hard to get in position, maybe I can do it. This actually does, it stretches the shoulder up more than it does the chest. But, oh man, is that fun? That hurts. Hurts more than it stretches. I think because of the position, like I'm holding this at a weird angle, and that's why it's messing up my shoulder. But anyway, you get the idea. All right, I'm not gonna tape the entire run, but I just wanted to kind of get started on it and give you an idea, or actually more get an idea what my body's ready for today. But I start off, you do like a little bit of the knees to chest, and heel to butt as far as I can go. And then just start, usually get it up to around 3 miles an hour, and I will use the bars on the side to hold on to, take the pressure off my knees. If it wasn't for the injuries, I wouldn't, but for right now I'm doing it. And I have some acid reflux damage from last night, so I have the water here to keep that lubricated. Alright, so I'm starting the cardio portion of the workout. I start off walking. This is the whole thing, usually is 50 minutes, up to 50 minutes. So I start off walking at about a 3 mile an hour pace. I don't want to go any faster than I have to, because I want to make sure that my knees and my hamstrings and everything get acclimated, that the blood gets to them before I start picking it up. I'll do this for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Once I feel like running, pick up the pace a little bit. And I'll do maybe like a minute just to feel out where I'm at. I run flat-footed right now because I'll take it up to like 6.2, and I run flat-footed to sort of protect my joints. I do this for like a minute. And then I'll stop, come back down to a walk. And I'll just keep going back to the run a little longer each time, maybe a little faster each time until I'm done. I don't want to overdo it. Just build up. Build up, build up, build up. No rush. Down. Whew. Yeah. I gotta keep my cardio up. The last time I did a really intense cardio workout was Tuesday, which is 5 days ago. So it's been a while, but I did do a 4.2 mile run continuously in the park. So I think that counts. And then Friday, I trained with him, and we didn't do cardio too much, but we did, not direct cardio, but we did cross training, and that was exhausting. So I think all in all, my cardio is pretty good, and it will be in good shape through the break here. So, but that's pretty much it. I'm not going to record the whole session here. I just wanted to give an idea of what I usually do. And the run is very much random. It just depends on how my body reacts and how I feel. If I feel like I can do more, then I'll usually try to do it. But if I don't, I'll take it easy, because I don't need to be in rehab for weeks and weeks and not running at all. So I try to be very careful when it comes to that.